Why is the government in the business of insuring mortgages in this country? Government is always the problem, never the solution. And Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac could finally be headed for a major spin-off or spin-out of the federal government. President Trump announcing on Truth Social, quote, "I am giving very serious consideration to bringing Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac public, and we'll be making a decision in the near future. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are doing very well, throwing off a lot of cash, and the time would seem to be right. Stay tuned."
Federal Housing Finance Agency head Bill Pulte appeared on Mornings with Maria to discuss the potential move. Watch this.
Well, we finally have an administration that cares about these two companies. These are huge companies, and other presidents have, in my opinion, totally neglected these massive, massive companies which the U.S. taxpayers benefit from. So we are focused on making positive changes, and the employees love it.
Do those positive changes include getting them out of the grasp of government?
Well, we'll see. You know, there's many options that the president could do, and the president ultimately will be the one who will make this decision. So I would defer to him on that.
And with us now is Structured Finance Association CEO Michael Bright. Michael, thanks for joining us. So looking at this, the possibility, what this could mean, not only for the agencies, the government entities that they are, but for the markets.
Yeah, great. Thanks for having me. Good to see you guys again. I haven't been on since Duffy left. We all miss him. I think he's a little bit busy these days, but Dagan, good to see you again. Look, the president's the president's post last night did take a lot of people by surprise. You know, a lot of the other folks in the administration, including FHFA Director Pulte, had been saying that this was something they were going to look into. It was going to be methodical. It was going to make sure that it didn't impact mortgage interest rates in a material way. So I think the president took some folks by surprise with that post, but we're taking it seriously and looking at where this is going to go. And I think the path and where we're actually headed is most important. So you want to make sure that you protect the mortgage bond market so that you don't jack up interest rates for borrowers. You want to make sure we don't return to the pre-2008 structure where the taxpayers did have to bail these companies out. And you really want to ring fence the companies a little bit to make sure that they're focusing on the activities they're supposed to be doing. So hopefully that's part of the agenda here.
But Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac were part of the reason that we had the housing crisis in the first place. And they were supposed to be reformed after the collapse, after the bailout. And Michael, quite frankly, nothing really happened. And they still control they still insure and bundle the vast majority of mortgages in this country, don't they?
You know, for sure, and I think that's a real problem, and it's not where we want to be. And so we certainly applaud the administration. Yeah. So if we do this, though, the only challenge is if they're public, their incentive could be to get bigger. So you want to make sure that there's some guardrails against that happening, while also making sure that taxpayers are protected.
Well, I mean, if they're public, the incentive, okay, could be to get bigger. What about also being more profitable as an entity? And that goes back to these interest rates. I mean, the better they do, wouldn't we do better? Wouldn't the market do better?
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants the companies to succeed. No one is rooting against the success of Fannie and Freddie. They've been doing very well. The taxpayer has done quite well on that investment, even though it's not a very good public policy to rely on bailouts. But they have been generating lots of revenue and lots of income. Much of that flows through to the taxpayer, and rightfully so, as the taxpayer backstops them and has had to bail them out in the past. But their success is America's success, is the mortgage market's success. And I am happy to see that the administration is really focusing on making sure that they're here for the long term, as long as they're doing the right things and there's the right guardrails around it.
But what is shocking is they actually insure more mortgages today than they did before the financial crisis. It's like 60% versus 45%, way more. And they're
doing it on loans up to $2 million.
Which is insane. And that's on the backs of the American taxpayer. So why has it been allowed to happen?
inertia. There's been a lot of attempts in Washington to do stuff around this. Congress gets stuck on a lot of political stuff. The last time in Trump 1.0, when I ran Ginnie Mae, we took a crack at some of this stuff. But you have to be very methodical and not disrupt the mortgage market. Otherwise, you could just be increasing interest rates for homeowners, and nobody wants that as well. So it is objectively a tricky and technical thing. It can be done right. We're rooting for them to get it done right. We know there's a lot of really intelligent, knowledgeable folks at Treasury, at FHFA, in all parts of the administration, and we want them to get this done in a proper, methodical, and disciplined fashion.
Better people than probably ever before. No offense, Michael Bright. Well, you get Ginny. Good to see you, Michael Bright. We'll have you back soon, promise.
Thanks, Michael.
Even without the duffer
You as well.
here.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome back. I'll take you back. There you go.